So the movie's out.
Bye.
People are buying it and renting it and watching it.
I watched it every day since
I know.
it's come out.
That's
They're
wild.
rating it
Every
and
day.
they're reviewing it.
Today we're going to talk about what things we did not know or expect when releasing a movie, because we never made it this
Literally
far.
everything.
Yeah. We've made movies before, but that didn't even get close to distribution.
Yeah.
You know? We've always been stuck at the phase of like, can we get distribution for this thing?
Yeah.
The answer's always been no.
The project is finished.
Yeah. We didn't even know what to think about or worry about getting past that stage. So like we got to distribution finally, like, okay, it takes a long time to negotiate distribution. Thankfully we had a very good lawyer, and thankfully we had very good producers reps.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then I was like, okay, great. So then it's distributed and that's that, right? Like we got all our deliverables. We had an update about that.
It's different in England than it is here, too,
Yeah.
right? Like, we've got a different poster. the
Kaleidoscope
different...
made a completely different
Yeah.
poster for us, whereas Epic / Dread used the poster that we made, and then we had to go back to the illustrator that we worked with, and he made some horizontals, because again, that was just not on our radar.
Yeah, we just wanted a poster for IMDb, basically.
Yeah.
And then we needed the thumbnails.
For all of the online.
Yeah, and everybody's
all of
using the masks one for the most part, but every once in a while you see somebody using the girls one, and I
Yeah.
really love the girls thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my sister Emmy. If you've been watching the updates for a long time, you know Emmy.
Yes.
And Emmy and her husband James did the closing credit song.
Yay!
The theme from Haunt Season, Wilderness. I'm the only one who calls it the theme from Haunt Season because I just love that thing. But we have a music video of yours coming out.
Yes, which is very exciting. And we're called Exit Project. If you go and listen to it on Spotify, that would be fantastic.
We'll put that link in the do.
We did write it. We wrote it for the movie. So like,
Yeah.
And the term haunt season is in there. The very start of the second verse.
Yeah.
So listen out for that.
Haunt season is upon us. I
Yeah.
smile every time I hear it. Getting to the what to worry about. I thought, okay, great. When it's distribution, they'll just put it out on like whatever makes sense for the movie. Like we'll just be out at the beginning of October. But then there was a question of whether we were going to be out in October. I didn't even think to worry about that.
Whoa, I didn't.
But
Did I know that?
It's not only because
I knew that.
what Dread and Epic have on their release schedule.
Yeah.
It's because of what everybody else has on their release schedules as well.
What?
So like you want to try to land somewhere where you're going to get a little bit of oxygen.
Yeah, totally. Give us some space.
I mean, we came out last week. Terrifier 3 just is top of the box office this week. When is there going to be any space for people to be watching this smaller thing?
Totally, yeah.
Dread had something come out at the end of September. Then we're the beginning of October. They've got something at the end of October. They've got to space it out around everything else. There's more movies being released this October than like ever before.
Have you done research?
It showed up on my timeline. They were like, this is how many movies are being released in October, and it's more than anything ever. Them trying to find us a slot on the schedule was like hard.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we landed at the beginning of October.
I was just gonna say that. Like being in October, it's so fun. It's like the perfect start to the Halloween season.
Yeah, the Halloweenishness of our movie is basically the whole thing.
Yeah.
When they said you're beginning of October, I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Can I tell
so
you,
good.
and I'm not, I mean, I know you are my brother.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. So, like, obviously I'll watch the movie.
Double
but I
thumbs
will
up.
watch this movie at the beginning of every October. This will be the start. And then Hocus Pocus at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Bookends.
I was like, okay, so the movie's gonna be released. Awesome. I didn't even think about like, then they go to the PR people, right?
Yeah.
And the PR people are like, we're gonna reach out to everybody.
Yeah.
And so our first list of screener selects was relatively small. But then after the trailer came out, that list of people who wanted to see the screener jumped a ton.
That's
and I was like,
awesome.
okay, so everybody's fishing for everything.
Yeah.
They are trying to get as much interest as they can from every direction.
Yeah.
And it depends on how much traction you're getting on how much publicity you will then get. Because there's so many people looking for publicity all the time on everything.
Yeah, totally.
So we ended up with a good batch of interviewers and interviews coming into the thing.
Yeah.
But what I should say is right now, the main thing that we could really use help on right now is just reviews.
Letterboxd, IMDb.
IMDb, Prime, give it the Prime thumbs up.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. That's the one. Okay. I have forever railed against Rotten Tomatoes because I hate...
That's why I didn't say it just then. I was like, he hates Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not going to say
I
Rotten Tomatoes.
like the idea of the rotten... I know throwing
get it.
fruit at entertainment you don't like, that's like a fun
Yeah.
callback to like how we used to engage with like entertainers. But like seeing like the little certified fresh thing on the front of every Blu-ray I own,
Yeah.
because I'm still a physical media guy,
Yeah.
I was kind of just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Certified fresh? Come
Yeah.
on. But I would love to be certified fresh now. So, so what we need
Presto changeo.
is just craft like a 1-sentence review, whatever it is you want, and hit it up on Letterboxd, IMDb, and Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes especially, because we need to get over 50 in order to be logged as being
literally
rated.
audience rated.
50 ratings, 50 reviews from the public before we get
certification.
Yeah, before
and
it
I
comes
actually
up.
don't even care if we're not certified fresh.
You want to be certified.
I want to be certified. That's when people are like, people are watching this movie.
Yeah.
Just do whichever ones you have.
Yeah.
Certify, rate, that would be very, very helpful.
This is the first time that I'm kind of understanding why it's important. Oh, we need this so that people understand that this is worth spending their time on.
Yeah. And especially right now, it's going to be different when we hit like a streaming service that people already have.
Yeah.
Or that they already pay for. This is the rental and purchase time.
Yeah.
So this is the hardest time to get people
This is
to...
the most critical to the success.
It is, absolutely. This is the moment.
Yeah.
How we do in this window right here determines whether or not we get a Blu-ray.
Yep.
It determines whether...
What?
Yeah.
So
I
we-
didn't know that.
Yeah, and also just the streamers who will license us
Yeah.
moving forward will be based upon the success we have in our VOD window.
That makes total sense.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that
like
makes
we just need to show success and ratings and reviews at this point in time.
Yeah.
You can rate us whatever you want to rate us. Even if you haven't seen the movie, just rate it a 3. A lot of people are.
I
Like
don't
3
think
out of 5, 7 out of 10.
Jake
That's
is gonna
my sweet
feel
spot.
comfortable like saying this to the camera, but like he's enjoying reading even the subpar reviews.
Dude, okay, we got our very first. I'm glad you brought this up. Today,
I guess I was wrong.
today.
Oh, I haven't read it
We
yet.
got our very first on Letterboxd. This is a snowflake horror movie. Yes. He was like, I'm assuming it's a he because anybody who uses the word snowflake, I assume is a he. They're using words like patriarchy, things like that. You know, so it's like, I knew that was coming. I didn't think it would come until we were on a free streamer. So welcome to the snowflake era. But Steve and I were talking about this a lot too. I went to the haunt just the other night. He's changed so much about Realm. It
Has
looks
he?
so incredible right now. If you're in the Chicagoland area, go to Realm of Terror. It's a great time. We we were talking about watching people watch the movie.
Yeah.
The reviews that we've seen come in and how they...
You want to pause for a second? Hey, baby, do you want to keep watching your videos for just a couple more minutes?
We're almost done.
I want to see it.
Okay, you can sit there. Watching the reactions to it and seeing the things that we've felt all along about the movie kind of be confirmed by the cross population, right? And the thing that we're getting more and more is like people being like, this isn't very scary, but it's great for Halloween.
Yeah.
And
That's why I like it so much. I'm not into horror movies. I am related to this man.
Yeah.
And I do not like horror movies at all.
I
Yeah,
knew it
the
was
scary
coming,
genes.
dude. I knew it was coming too, because as soon as I put the movie together, I was like, I was going down the like putting tense music under the things route, and then I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? The tense music doesn't actually play here as well as like some thumping synth will.
Yeah.
And so it kind of turned everything a little more like action oriented and a
Yeah.
little less tension oriented.
It's great.
I said in a night marathon forever ago, there are 2 types of like slasher movies.
Yeah.
They're the ones who want to like really scare you, and the ones that are using the trappings of horror to like have a good time.
Yeah, to entertain you.
And we ended
Like,
up being that version.
Yeah.
And I was like, good.
Yeah, but it is also scary. I mean, like, there were also times where I was, like, watching, like, behind a pillow, like, just peeking one eye over the
Yeah,
top.
but you don't watch like a lot of horror movies.
No, I watch
like,
0 horror movies.
This is being like really sold to horror people.
Yeah.
And horror people are seeing it and saying like not super scary, but very Halloween.
One of the multiple reviewers have said, which really struck me as, like, cool, is they're like, whoever, you can tell that the person that made this movie, like, knows and loves and understands what horror movies are. And I was like, they got it.
It's been incredible. We didn't know to be worried about it would be
Marketing.
hard to get people like
Yeah.
reviewers and stuff to watch it. We lucked
Yeah,
out
yeah.
with having a great trailer cut by Acrolite and great poster made by Ben Weeman. We consulted on all of these things, but we had really great people putting their minds to it.
And the marketing team has been
Incredible.
So fantastic.
Team Click,
so good.
chef's kiss. Isabella, can't say enough about her. Past that, getting people to rent or buy instead of watch whatever streaming service they have, that's a toughie.
Does one matter more than the other?
No, not really. At
Okay.
this point now, it's just like whatever you use it.
It helps.
And like while you're out there writing your 1-sentence review and putting it on Rotten Tomatoes, why not just pop over and if you did pre-order it, just click on play just for a second.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that does anything, but I
Yeah.
can't imagine it hurts.
I think these are things that we're probably going to find out in several months, like
Yeah.
as we start to get the analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then getting people to screenings.
Yeah.
Like, that turned out to be a way bigger hurdle than I was like, but it's not, it's a movie, but the distributor. People are just gonna, no. Like,
Yeah.
like October is a super busy month. So getting people to attend screenings is,
Yeah.
But luckily, I had Leela Getzler out in LA. I had Travis and Elizabeth Williams out in LA, and they pounded the pavement, got people to that LA screening on Tuesday, and it was the best.
It was so good.
We got Steve Craig out of Bradford. We got Jeremy Warner as Carl Jack. We got Gerardo's B. And we got Steve Celery as the person who did the hot makeup.
It was so much fun. And the Q&A was so fun. People were asking great questions. And hearing people who had never seen the movie, didn't know it was coming, react to the movie in the room was like all I've been waiting for. Throughout this process, I knew kind of were probably coming, but didn't know how delighted I would be by them. Watching our trailer in a Russian dub.
Кричать без перерыва.
Пожалуй, пару часов.
Это у нас Матильда.
Things I didn't know to be concerned about. In Russia, they're selling us it as a Scream movie.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I'm
on
not
IMDb.
sure if this should be
It's on IMDb. The poster is on IMDb with
What
the ghost
the
face
heck?
mask on it.
Okay, I will be
Yeah.
visiting that website shortly
Yep.
after we make this.
I have no idea about this because our international distributors have not mentioned it to us yet, but somebody tagged us on the French version of Shudder called Shadows. I don't know about our French distribution yet, but our poster is being used to sell the month of October on Shadows.
Well, hey, that sounds good to me.
I'm down. I hope they dub it too. I would love to hear a French dub.
My favorite part of this entire thing has been watching you guys openly and obviously in the public live your dreams. I called Jake on his birthday and it was like he was aglow.
The big screening we focused on was the Tuesday screening. On the first night, on the 4th, there was a small group of people there, several of whom I had never met before. It was cool to watch it with a small group of people. Much cooler to watch it with a big group of people on Tuesday night. But on my birthday, I was the only one at the movie.
No way.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I probably don't have to stay. But I did. I watched the entire thing by myself from the very front row because I would never choose to watch the movie that way.
Totally.
And it was the only time I was going to see the movie from that perspective.
Yeah.
And it was huge. And it
Yeah.
was awesome. It was awesome to just do it and just spend that time by myself in a theater in Los Angeles watching this thing we all made together. It felt really, really special to me.
The best.
And I want to say a big thank you to Ulissa, Alex, and Amina for everything that they did for the screening on Tuesday and for being there.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. At the screening, they had these haunt season bags
Look at this, guys!
with like a mini poster inside it and some other Dread stuff for movies coming out.
Swag.
Dread swag, and then a little bag of candy corn.
How cute is that?
This is gonna take longer to edit than I thought.
Yeah.
Emmy's distracting kiddo.
So please rate and review.
Yep, there's links to the top 3 most important places to rate it right under here. Click on it if you've already bought it, or just even click on it on any of them to watch the trailer. I think that would also help our metrics. But it's been really fun reading people's reviews of it.
Yeah.
In a week, we are gonna be at the Davis Theater in
Yeah.
Chicago. I'll put the tickets link in there as well. If you're in the Chicago area, come hang out with all of us. We're gonna be hanging out. And I'm gonna try to get some of the killer costumes out too. To take pictures with the killers from the movie. Appreciate your help over all of this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I love the community.
Yeah, same. Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.